Welcome to the program. My name is Ken Ochonogo. How do I start this? You ask yourself that you're given a responsibility, and you said, I am in charge of this, and 1,000,001 people look up to me while I'm doing my job, because I am a personality of the world, that every word I say hangs in there, and others use it as an example of how an elder will speak. But then they call it mind games, and the master of the mind games has just retired. It is like those he left behind has learned a lot, but are they taking it beyond the level of civility, beyond the level of acceptability, beyond the level of the friendliness that the games are all about? We're talking football. We're in England, specifically in London, and I tell you this, he announced himself that he's not an ordinary person when he landed in England. I have won the Champions League, so I should be regarded as the special one, he said. But now he's the happy one, but is it the fulfilled one? At the other side of North London is the professor who has been there since 1996. He had his time with Sir Alex when it was just the two managers in England, and they had their mind games. But when the special one came, he called him a voyeur. That you stay in your house, you are like somebody in your house who is a telescope to look at the bedroom of others. And then I said, when you give success to stupid people, it makes them mad. And then in his second missionary journey to England, Wenger again started it when he was asked. But apart from Pellegrini, you seem to be the only one who is talking about your chances. And he said, those of them who are playing down their chance of winning the Premiership are doing that because of fear of failure. Of course, trust the man to reply. If it is ready, can we hear Mourinho talking about, in his reply, he was talking when he replied to Wenger, referring to himself and others as being fearful of failure?
He is a specialist in failure. I'm not. So if supposedly he is right and I am afraid of fail, it's because I don't fail many times. So maybe he's right, maybe I'm not used to fail. But the reality is that he's a specialist, because 8 years without a piece of silverware, that's failure. And if I do that in Chelsea, 8 years, I leave London, I don't come back.
Cosmos Akisi, how are you, Cosmos?
Well,
if I do that in 8 years, I won't come back to Chelsea. But somebody called him that it was a fear of failure. Who do we blame in this?
Well, who do we blame on this? As far as I'm concerned, did he cross the line? Yes, he did. He actually did. He crossed the line, and it's so bad. It's so bad. For goodness sake, Mourinho did not say anything. I mean, Wenger didn't say anything. I mean, he didn't mention any name. He only said, like you said, those of them. He only said our rivals that are playing down our chances. Their chances of winning the league is so bad. He did not mention Chelsea, neither did he mention Mourinho. And Mourinho comes out and said he's an expert in failure. When you talk about an expert in failure, what are you talking about? Wenger is the first foreigner to win the league in England. Is that failure? He has his records, for goodness sake. I do not want us to get into some sort of arguments, business arguments or something. I want us to educate people out there so that we'll be able to realize that this is not a fighting thing. Now, these two coaches are gladiators. They are coaches that have made their mark when it comes to world football. But then, when you start insulting, of course, you criticize. But when you start insulting, it is so bad. This is not the first time Mourinho is doing that. It's not just with Wenger. Mourinho actually said that West Ham played 19th football.
Zubi is back. Zubi, how are you?
I'm very well. I'm fine.
He said when you start insulting, did you see Mourinho cross the line?
It's first of all, it's good coming back home. It's like Olympics going back to Greece. Basically, it's simple. When you want to beat someone at something he is very good at, and you're making a blatant error. We all understand what this is all about. It's just a situation of two individuals trying to play out the mind games. And we all know Mourinho is, an expert at such. Now, this is not the first time Wenger is actually coming out to throw jibes at him. He has done that like 3-4 times this season. Dating back to 2005, he was the first to do that. When he actually accused Chelsea of packing the bus. When you want to do something you are not really good at, perhaps you are probably of diplomacy, like Faggy always did back in his time. But when you begin to get a bit personal, when you begin to attack individuals in terms of traits and attitudes and perhaps style, then you are going overboard. Wenger has been doing that, and Mourinho is, like they say, he's loud-mouthed. When you give it to him, he'll back to you. So he has not crossed the line in any way. It was basic. How can you say somebody is afraid to fail? How about? Did you mention this?
My